Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the world of Blade League and talking about one of the most important aspects of the game, the abilities. Whether you're just starting or you're trying to maintain that top spot, the right ability can make all the difference. You know how it feels when you're in the heat of the match, trying to outplay your opponent, but that one misstep costs you the game? Yeah, that's why knowing which abilities work best is key to building your winning streak. In this video, we'll be taking a closer look at the Blade League tier list for abilities. I'll break down the strongest abilities that will help you dominate, and of course we'll also touch on the ones that might leave you in a tough spot. If you're serious about staying on top of your game, then stick around. I've got all the insights to get you ahead of the competition. Let's jump right in and start building those strategies. I'm quickly moving on to the video, and I'm ranking abilities in Blade League. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of tier list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching.
A very small portion of the audience is subscribed to the channel. Please don't forget to subscribe if you like these types of videos. Thanks.
The abilities in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, super speed and quad jump. Alright, let's talk about some of the abilities in Blade League that may not be the top tier picks, but can still add a little spice to your gameplay. We're diving into C tier abilities today, and while these might not be the game changers you dream of, they definitely have their moments. First up, we've got super speed. It gives you a short burst of speed, which might sound basic at first, but sometimes a little extra quickness is all you need to dodge an incoming attack or reach that crucial spot on the map just a bit faster. Sure, it's not as flashy as other abilities, but it can come in handy when used at the right moment. Next, we've got quad jump. It sounds pretty cool, right? Instead of the usual double jump, you get 4 hops in the air. While this ability does offer more mobility, the catch is that it doesn't really give you a huge advantage in terms of control. You might feel like you're flying through the air like a pro, but if you don't time your jumps well, you could end up out of position or stuck in the middle of a fight without the ability to recover. Still, it's fun to use and definitely adds a quirky edge to your playstyle. So, while these abilities aren't exactly game changers, they can still offer some interesting strategic options. Blade League is all about finding what fits your playstyle, and if you like the idea of zooming around or jumping all over the place, then these C tier abilities might just be your jam. They may not dominate the battlefield, but they sure bring a lot of fun to the table. The abilities in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, invisibility and wall. Let's dive right into some of the more underrated abilities in Blade League that can really spice up your gameplay. I'm talking about invisibility and wall. These abilities may not be as flashy as the S tier ones, but they sure have their moments if you use them right. You might think these abilities are a bit meh at first, but trust me, they can totally change the tide of the match when you least expect it. First up, we've got invisibility. You get to vanish from your opponent's view for a short time, or until you make a move by hitting the ball. It's a sneaky little trick that can catch people off guard. Imagine weaving through the chaos, just waiting for the perfect moment to strike while your enemies are still clueless about where you are. It's like being a ghost on the field. If you're good at timing it, you'll have a great advantage. But don't get too cocky. If you're not careful, you might end up wasting it or worse, making yourself visible at the wrong moment. Then there's wall. Now, wall isn't exactly the most exciting ability, but it's surprisingly solid. You place small barriers on the field that act like deflectors, sending the ball bouncing away in unexpected directions. It's perfect for creating a little bit of chaos or blocking an incoming ball from a rival player. You can use it to throw off your opponent's rhythm or buy yourself some time to reposition. It's not a game changer, but it sure adds an extra layer of defense that can make a big difference in close matches. To wrap it up, both of these abilities are solid picks for B tier, and while they're not the flashy over-the-top abilities like the S tier ones, they're still incredibly useful if you know how to play them. Timing, positioning, and strategy are key. So, if you like to play with a bit of trickery and outsmart your opponents, these abilities can work wonders for you. Just remember, it's all about using them when the moment is right. The abilities in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Force Field, Echo Strike, and Freeze. Alright folks, let's dive straight into the juicy details of some of the coolest abilities in Blade League, all sitting comfortably in the A tier. These abilities are solid picks that can turn the tide of any match, giving you that extra edge when things get heated. Trust me, you're gonna want these in your arsenal. First up, we've got Force Field. Think of it like your personal shield, but way cooler. A force field forms around you and, the best part, it deflects the ball on contact. It's like being a walking barrier, and you're not just protecting yourself, you're setting up the perfect defense while your opponents can only watch as their attacks bounce right off you. If you're someone who loves to play it safe, Force Field is your best friend. Then there's Echo Strike. If you're into action-packed gameplay, this one's for you. Instead of just hitting the ball once, you get to strike it multiple times in quick succession. It's a frenzy of hits, and the ball goes flying all over the place. This ability makes you feel like a true pro as you create chaos on the field, leaving your enemies scrambling to keep up. The best part? It's not just about power, it's about speed and precision, and Echo Strike does it all. And let's not forget Freeze. This ability, it's a game changer. You've got the power to stop the ball right in its tracks, freezing it in place as if time itself had come to a halt. Imagine your opponent's ball charging straight at you, and with a simple move, you stop it dead. It's like pulling the brakes on their entire game plan. This ability is perfect for catching your breath, regrouping, or throwing off your opponent's timing, making it a fantastic strategic option when you need control of the situation. Together, these three abilities, Force Field, Echo Strike, and Freeze, bring a balanced mix of defense, offense, and control to your gameplay. They are perfect for players who like to keep their opponents on their toes. Whether you're blocking, attacking, or freezing the action, each of these abilities has a unique way of dominating the field, making them top-tier choices in Blade League. So, the next time you're picking your abilities, consider these A-tier gems. They might not be the flashiest of the flash, but they're definitely some of the most reliable options in the game. Use them wisely, and you'll see just how much they can shift the momentum of the match in your favor. Don't underestimate the power of a well-timed Force Field, a flurry of Echo Strikes, or a perfectly placed Freeze. Trust me, they'll make all the difference. The abilities in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right: Whirlwind, Pull, and Direct Shot. Alright, so let's dive into some of the most game-changing abilities in Blade League. If you've ever been in a heated match, you know how the right move can turn everything around. Today, we're talking about S-tier abilities, the ones that can make you feel like an absolute pro on the field. First up is Whirlwind. This ability is an absolute game changer. You shoot the ball, and instead of it following a predictable path, it spins unpredictably. The way this throws off your opponents is insane. Imagine they're just about to intercept you, and suddenly, the ball takes a sharp turn in the air. It's like you've got the ball and the wind on your side. It gives you that extra edge when you're trying to outsmart your opponent or create some chaos in the game. Then we've got Pull. This one's a crowd favorite. You pull the ball right back to you no matter where it is. Got a fast ball coming at you, or maybe you've sent one flying across the field. With Pull, you can just reel it back in, giving you control when you need it most. It's like your personal ball magnet, and honestly, it's so satisfying to just grab it out of the air, especially when the opponent thinks they have the upper hand. Next on the list is Direct Shot. Now, this ability is all about precision. No matter where you're aiming, you can hit that ball straight toward the goal. It sounds simple, but it's ridiculously effective. If you're in a tricky spot, or maybe your aim is a little off, this ability makes sure that the ball still knows exactly where to go. It's like the ball's got a mind of its own, heading straight for the goal, and all you have to do is let it rip. These abilities aren't just strong individually either. They really work together to dominate the field. Picture this. You've got Whirlwind to mess with the ball's path, Pull to get it back when things get hectic, and Direct Shot to seal the deal when you've got the perfect moment. The combination is deadly, and if you're using these abilities right, your opponents won't know what hit them. So there you have it, some of the most powerful abilities in Blade League that can seriously take your game to the next level. Whether you're spinning the ball into confusion, pulling it back into your hands, or landing that perfect shot, these S-tier abilities are your secret weapons to success. What's your go-to move? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you on the field. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.